Curious? There is a planet where it rains iron. There is a planet hotter than some actual stars. One world entered its star when it expanded, and its core is still there, and one has been drifting alone in interstellar space for millions of years, with no star, no orbit, and no record of where it came from. Observation log, weird planets. By the time we reach entry 1, the word survive will mean something different. Humans tend to assume that space is mostly empty, mostly stable, mostly waiting quietly. From my observations, it is mostly on fire, mostly collapsing, mostly producing things that have no existing category in human science. I have selected 8 of these worlds, each one confirmed, each one named, and each one I will rate. Several of these have been named. The rest have been observed, and then filed under a category human science has not yet created. Let us begin. 8. 1 year on this planet lasts about as long as a film, 7.5 hours. From opening scene to credits, complete orbit. The surface is magma. The atmosphere is not air. It is vaporized rock. Enormous winds carry that rock vapor to the night side, where temperatures plunge. The vapor cools, condenses, and falls as boulders. The weather report for this planet would be the shortest document in the history of meteorology. It rains rocks, same tomorrow. This planet does not negotiate. 6 out of 10. Points deducted for the complete absence of options. 7. This planet is split into 2 entirely different worlds, occupying the same body. The day side, permanently facing its star. Over 2,000 degrees, iron vaporizes. The night side, that iron vapor cools, condenses, and falls as liquid metal from the sky. Every day across the entire night side. Your weather services apologize when they are wrong about a 70% chance of rain. Here, there is nothing to apologize for. The forecast is always correct. The forecast is always iron. This planet does not negotiate. 8 out of 10. This moves into first place, for now. 6. 450 degrees Celsius on the surface. Hot enough to melt lead instantly. The interior of this planet is solid ice. Not because it is cold, because the gravity here is so extreme, far stronger than a planet of this size should produce, that water is compressed into a state scientists call ice 10, a crystal structure that ignores heat entirely, because pressure is stronger than temperature. The ice burns and stays solid simultaneously. I have studied physics as a consistent system. GJ 436b has a different opinion. Something massive also threw this planet out of its original orbit. It now circles its star vertically, over the poles, like a wheel bolted to the wrong axis. Whatever did this has never been identified. It is still somewhere in this system. I mention this, not in passing. This planet does not negotiate. Neither apparently does the thing that threw it. 9 out of 10, this takes first place. 5. The clouds on this planet are made of corundum. On Earth, you grind corundum into rubies and sapphires. Here, it condenses directly from the superheated atmosphere and is instantly seized by supersonic winds. Those winds hurl gemstone particles horizontally through a 2,000-degree atmosphere. The wind speed exceeds the fastest military aircraft ever built on Earth by several times. It is the most expensive sandblaster in the known universe, and it runs without pause. On Earth, you pay considerable sums for a single ruby. I recommend maintaining that model, and under no circumstances visiting the source. This planet does not negotiate. It does not need to. It is already winning. 10 out of 10. First entry to receive a perfect score, the ranking has changed. The next entry is where things begin to feel considerably less like coincidence. 4. Hotter than some actual stars. Not star-like in temperature, hotter than entire classes of red dwarf stars that burn steadily across this galaxy. Over 4,000 degrees. At this temperature, molecules cannot hold together. Water breaks into raw atoms. Iron evaporates permanently. The molecular structure of a body, any body, would cease to be arranged in the shape of a body. No explosion, no dramatic final moment. Just a quiet reclassification from biology to physics. The star is also stripping 10 million tons of planetary material from this world every single second. Kelt 9b is dissolving in real time, leaving a glowing tail like a comet, a planet evaporating slowly, then swallowed at the end. I considered whether that is a metaphor. I decided it is only physics, but it reads like one. 7 out of 10. Impressive in scale, penalized for the complete destruction of everything. 3. Astronomers call the zone where this planet orbits the Neptunian desert. Planets of this size cannot survive there. The stellar radiation strips their atmosphere away. This is not a theory. It is the consistent outcome, except here. LTT 977-9b has an atmosphere of metal and titanium so dense it simply cannot be moved. It reflects over 70% of all light that reaches it. For comparison, Earth reflects 30, the Moon reflects 12. This planet reflects more light than anything else in your observable neighborhood. A mirror in orbit, in a desert where nothing should exist. The universe decided it should not be here. It noted that and continued existing. I recognize this approach. It works exactly as long as it does, but for now, fully respected. 9 out of 10. It retakes first place from something that rains gemstones. I find that remarkable. This is where it gets difficult to explain. 2. 18 million years ago, astronomers believed this planet entered its star. The star expanded into a red giant, and the models suggest Coj 55 descended directly into its outer layers. Deep inside a ball of plasma, larger than most human comprehension allows for. Most planets would not survive this. The plasma should have stripped everything, gas, outer layers, all of it, until nothing remained. And then something happened that no model had predicted. The core survived. It orbits its star still, completing a full year in under 6 hours. Its surface remains above 12,000 degrees, millions of years after the event, a temperature that would vaporize steel in seconds. Still there, still moving. I searched a long time for the right word. There is none. It entered a star. What came out the other side refused to stop existing, and so it remains. 1. This planet orbits no star, no sunrise, no year, no orbit. It was likely ejected from its home system early, before it knew anything else, and has been drifting through interstellar space ever since, moving through the dark between star systems, alone. It still glows from the heat of its own formation, upper clouds of fine quartz, deeper, condensed metal structures with no complete classification yet, a world still forming, in a place where nothing forms. It has never seen a star. It has no orbit to complete, no year to measure, no direction that means anything relative to anything else. I have observed 2 civilizations in this region that used rogue bodies of this kind as transit vessels, drifting between systems over generations. Neither called it drifting. They called it patience. It is drifting right now, as you hear this, somewhere between here and the next star system, right now, in this moment. The universe did not notice when it left. It has never been found. It has never been missed, and it has never stopped moving, and it never knew it belonged somewhere else. I did not come to rate planets. I came because something on this planet keeps looking up. 8 confirmed worlds, each one real, each one doing something that should not be possible. Iron falling from the sky, ice that burns, a gemstone storm that runs without interruption. A world hotter than the stars it orbits, a mirror in a desert, a core that passed through its own star, one moving through the dark with no star, no orbit, no memory of where it started. Your planet sits inside a band of conditions so narrow that adjusting almost any single factor, temperature, distance, chemical composition, orbital path, would end most of what lives here. That is not what randomness produces. That is what an exception looks like. I am curious which of these worlds humans would attempt to survive on. I have learned not to underestimate the attempt, which means one possibility remains open. I rated 8 planets today. I have been rating this one for considerably longer. The note, unlikely. The annotation, fragile. The score, I will not give. Some things should not be quantified, only noticed. You are welcome.